spring note on my stories. So, Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. I haven't been there. I would go to America later than the stage we're at. But at this moment, it's Miss Romania who went there. Belladonna, as I chose to call her for quite a few of these chapters. We'll see what the final, if there is one, the final version will look like. What the name would be there. Um, it's not that so many people watch this or who needs to see this and decide to sue. After all, I think, pardon, I think I've included not a spoiler alerts, but nobody dies at the end in terms of spoiler alert. But in terms of what they do at the beginning of films, any resemblance with real characters is purely accidental, it's fiction and all that. So she went to Las Vegas, and I had that chronicle communist problem of not having a phone connected to the department, so I had to go to this uncle to be called there. We were still in excellent terms at the Las Vegas stage. Later on, we would part ways, and I mentioned the reason in the last note. And so I would go every day, waiting for her to call from the pageant. It didn't happen on a daily basis. She did phone a few times, which was nice. She was amiable. She was saying nice words. I can't remember. This is interesting. If she did say, "Well, I still love you," things like that. And I'm saying it's funny because the two separate periods that have, from which I have recollections, yes, but it's weird that some moments have a fog over them. So they're two separate periods, as I said. One is during the revolution. I mentioned in previous notes dedicated to that revolution. It's extraordinary how I went there. We were facing the soldiers and the secret police, securitate, whatever, with guns and that. And we feel we would die. And in a happy scenario, we would just go to jail. The happiest scenario. And I was holding hands with this Laurentiu from the tourist office without being gay. But just in, in fear, in terror. But otherwise, many elements are just calm. I've read somewhere that this is what happens. The mind shuts itself off for in sections because it's clearly a danger of death, and then to preserve, to survive, it's a defense mechanism. But why did it happen again with us, Miss Romania? I mean, of course, the things I remember being stopped by the police when I was drunk because, and they took my license. Fair enough. I mean, I deserved that because we were breaking up, or I don't know, and I needed to drink, and then I needed to go to see her and drive in the process. Stupid, criminal. Anyway, and so many other things. Waiting for her in the parking lot while she was getting private lessons in acting, and her mother coming to kill me here and accusing me of everything, and then taking advantage of my money for lawyers and all that. But then I can't even, she spent some time, she lived with us for a while, but how long was it? 2 weeks? A month? More? Just 10 days? I don't know. Here it may be another thing. I was so happy that indeed, as we know, it's flow. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, classic positive psychology. When you're in the zone, in flow, peak experience, maximal happiness, time loses its significance. It can be a few weeks, 6 weeks, but it's like a day or 1 hour. And the reverse is sometimes true. A ballerina entering the stage, she has only a few minutes to perform, but the intensity of the experience is so high that for her it feels like hours or a day. The surgeon comes out from an operation and says a difficult, complicated brain surgery, whatever, and says, "I'm hungry. Let's have lunch because it's time, isn't it?" Well, it's already evening. It's dinner time. He thought there were a couple of hours, 3 maybe, in the operating room, but he spent 10 and didn't realize it. So maybe it's the same thing there, but it's just that I don't have the details of. For some scenes, yes, I remember doing some crazy sexual things in the Herstro Park. I don't know if I will when it comes to that, if I will mention the details or again what the final version would be. But then I don't know how long was it with Las Vegas. 2 weeks, 10 days, a week. It certainly felt like a long time, even if it should have been longer because once back, mm, there was a relatedness and sort of intimacy, but probably in Las Vegas it was already the end of the affair.